This is a message for inexperienced, newly certified medical coders who seem to be having trouble finding their first job. And I want to give you a quick example of why. I want to talk about modifier 25, significant separately identifiable evaluation and management service by the same physician or other qualified healthcare professional on the same day of the procedure or other service. 70% of inexperienced coders will code this inaccurately. And you must remember, E&M codes are the most assigned codes in the industry. So inexperienced coders will get the most assigned coding scenario wrong 70% of the time. Mistakes such as this are often repeated over and over, since the inexperienced coder will repeat the error believing that they are acting appropriately. And the impact. This is a severe compliance risk to the healthcare organization. It is a revenue drain when inappropriate payments have to be refunded. And this wastes labor costs significantly when work has to be redone. So if you are a new and inexperienced coder who simply cannot understand why you are not being hired without experience, this is one of the most common of many. It's not this one situation. This is just the most common. And if you are not willing to get the experience, then you are only prolonging your own frustration. Again, this is one of the most basic coding scenarios in the industry. It is not as complex as many other coding scenarios. And so hiring decision makers know this, folks. They know that if an experienced coder doesn't have command of this coding, it's not likely that they'll have command of more complex instances. So if you are submitting resumes, not getting responses, if you are not passing pre-employment tests, not getting interviews, applications being rejected due to inexperience, this is just one of the many, many reasons why. And we find so many new and inexperienced coders who believe that because they passed a certification exam, that is the end of the road, that they're automatically entitled or eligible for a job. You have to understand that there is a complete difference between multiple choice assessments and real-world coding. And I have just given you a very, very real example of a real-world coding scenario that 70% of new, inexperienced medical coders get wrong. So if you are somebody who says, I can't find a job, they all want a certification and experience, how can I get experience if no one will hire me? You have to understand that it's not realistic to expect healthcare organizations to let you get experience while placing their revenue and their compliance at risk. If you want to advance your career, you must take the responsibility for getting experience. It's not anybody else's responsibility. Certification alone does not mean experience. And when a job posting says certification and experience, they mean it for the reasons that I have just demonstrated. One of the ways that you can get experience is through an apprentice program. This will give you real world experience. You will be able to go out into the field with genuine coding experience, and it will make all the difference in the world in your employment search.